For us, at least for me, the most important thing is to see her happy and to see her try whatever she wants to try in her life. And this is what I really like for her, just to be happy.
So yeah, I want her to grow up and get married and be happy, have a career like everyone else.
Hi. Are you a good girl?
What are your dreams and visions for Mason's future?
To be productive, to be as independent as he can be.
For me is for her to communicate and tell me what is hurting her or what is excitement or everything. I know she understands everything, but the communication part is just not there. Yeah, that's my hope and dream.
Well, at first, with all moms, I believe we blame ourselves, like, what did we do wrong or what could we have done differently? I don't really know. I was just overwhelmed with emotion.
What I felt, it was like a shock, like what happened. But for me, I realized that I needed just to be her mom. She just needed us so bad.
I thought, the minute you diagnose the kid's life, it's not the same anymore. But it was very hard accepting it or getting it through my head.
In terms of learning he had a disability or diagnoses and so forth, that it was sadness and, well, now what's he gonna do? What are we gonna do as a family?
An IFSP is an individualized family service plan. It's a legally binding document that really lays out what the early intervention team will be working with your child on and your family on. It has lots of outcomes, and outcomes, it's another word for goals. It's things that you'll be working on with the child over the course of a year.
So you come to the meeting, you look at what they've provided you with and what goals and what services your child qualifies for.
It was very, very hard, but I knew that was my child's future, and to be involved and see what the teachers telling me or what the doctors telling me and the differences and the services that she's gonna get.
At your IFSP meeting, you should have a family resource coordinator facilitating the meeting, and you should have your therapists who will be working with the child on an ongoing basis there. You should also invite any child care providers that work with your child. The parent is really the star of that meeting. They are an equal team member.
As a parent, what you bring to the IFSP meeting is your knowledge about your child. What do you want him or her to do? What do you think they can do? What is your goal for them to do?
We brought to the entire process was our experience being parents. So we knew her. We knew more about her strengths and what were her challenges.
I bring my daughter's voice.
Could I have some love? Thank you.
I know actually what's going on with her every day and how she is developing and or not developing. So
I think that's the key for every parent. The teacher and the doctor, they always wanted for you to be involved.
I think that we were like any other member. We were a very important part. With ideas, concerns. If we have 6 people in the team, so our parts are equal.
I recommend that before your family's IFSP meeting, families sit down together and talk about what that child's strengths are, talk about their family's resources, talk about what their concerns are for their child's development, and then spend some time really thinking about what their priorities are for their child over the next year. What are the things about their everyday routines and activities that aren't going well right now? What are the things that they would like to see their child be able to accomplish so that their routines and activities that they would like to be doing go smoother?
I know I was enabling her a lot. As a mom, I was doing things for her. I was feeding her. I was doing a lot of things. So I knew that's not good for us and for her. So I will go to my teacher and say, you know what, this is what I do at home, and I do not want to do anymore.
Every time we went with her to a park or something, somewhere where other kids were playing, she was kind of shy, was not trying to communicate, was trying to just step behind,
yes, I understand what you're
step
saying.
back. So we addressed that with them.
It's difficult to have a life and be able to participate in my son's after school activities and all his activities when she has to be on her feeding tube at 7 o'clock at night.
It was, by age 3, I hope you can hold a pen, draw something, communicate somehow, just very basic.
A functional outcome would be an outcome that really makes sense in your everyday routines and activities for your child. So when your child has had an evaluation, it might come up that your child's not able to express themselves. For a lot of families, they want their children to be able to express themselves for basic needs, to tell me that they're hungry, to tell me that they're thirsty, to tell me that they need help.
Mason would have tantrums and we didn't know what he wanted. So then we did incorporate doing the PECS, the Picture Exchange Communication System, and he could pick. And we had them all over the house, taped to the door, taped to his door, taped to the toilet. We had the pictures and the words everywhere. And then he had one for toys, so he could pick for that toy. So we incorporated that at home and from them doing it at the early intervention facility.
They suggested to have like with another peers in the same classroom so she can initiate interactions with her peers. It worked out good. It was something like it came natural between all the team members.
Families should plan on receiving early intervention services in a home or community setting, a natural environment, a place where children without disabilities participate.
So you may have a behavioral type goal or adaptive goal for functioning in the grocery store. So maybe you take a grocery store field trip.
I suggested to have therapies at a daycare or maybe in a park.
If we go out and do it and they teach her how to go upstairs, say at the hospital, those aren't going to be the same stairs that she's going to have to come and go up at home. So it's better for her to learn at home because this is her environment. This is what she has to know how to get around here, you know.
I know that lots of families worry about their house being a mess, or brothers and sisters running around, dogs running around, and being a distraction to therapy happening. And I think that families need to remember that these therapists are going into lots of homes and that they're not there to see how clean your floor is, that they're there to work with you and your family in the environment that you live and play in every day. And sometimes that's messy and sometimes that's clean, and that's how it is for every family.
When Mason had physical therapy here, his sister was about 2 years old. So it was frequently distracting, and she'd be running around trying to get the therapist's attention and play with the really nice new toys. The therapist was fine in our house with having Lauren running around being crazy. I wasn't.
It was hard for me to understand what they mean on the first time. It was a lot of new language, and English is my second language, so understanding what the meaning is, or it was very, very hard.
If a family does not speak English, they have a right to an interpreter for any meetings and ongoing therapy. They have a right for documents, especially consent forms, to be provided to them in their native language so that they understand what they're signing and agreeing to at all times.
I always used to go back and read it and try to figure it out. And of course, look at the dictionary and Google it. I Google a lot, so I get the meaning for the Googling. So it's really, it's not easy for a parent like me, who is English is their second language.
No.
But I had to do it for Sama.
Participating in the IFSP process really made me be a better advocate for Mason. So instead of just showing up and listening to what they say, throughout each year it was, oh, I'm going to bring more things to the table. I'm going to bring some more goals and see how we fit those in, or more ideas.
Being in the IFSP process makes me confident that I'm doing what's best for her. I feel valuable as a parent being part of it, because I can express what I want for her in the future. I can look forward. I feel valuable as a parent, as a mom, as her mom.
It gives me a lot of power, and I'm very outspoken, so sometimes I see when we're having our discussions, the people are irritated with me, but I don't really care.
I know participating for those meetings and the IRP, everything would help my child. I thought that was the only way out for my child to achieve her goal and my goal too. So it was a big thing on my life that I always participated, that I always make sure, you know, I have the things that I want to say and include it and everything. So without that, I don't think we would be where we are today.
You can be heard. So your voice really matters. Really is good. So
I'm the one who knows better than anyone else, so I'm gonna put in my experience and what I need my child. And most of the time, you know, they take my concern and my advice and everything, and it worked out really well. They worked out really well.